What's up, everybody? It's Redco from Sound Valley Studios. Thank you guys for watching another edition of the Valley Rising series. This series is intended to showcase and highlight up-and-coming artists, specifically here throughout the Southwest and locally to the Arizona region. There's so many incredibly talented individuals out there, and we can't wait to share some of their stories. So, without further ado, let's welcome our next guest, Bobby Baymont. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
What's good, bro? I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. So let's get into it a little bit. Kind of tell people about you, where you come from. So tell us a little bit about your story and where you grew up and where you're from.
My story, man. So let's start. My name is Bobby Baymont. It's my rap name. I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I was adopted to a small town.
Wow.
In Minnesota called Ada.
When did you get adopted?
When I was like 1.
Okay,
probably.
so very little.
Yeah, very little, very little. I was adopted from an orphanage in Haiti. My parents gave me to an orphanage. A lady named Gladys was like taking care of kids out there in Haiti, and my parents reached out to her. Long story short, I've told this a bunch, but they had like a couple kids that didn't make it, and I was like the lucky one.
Oh,
and
wow.
I got adopted. I was the oldest in my family, and now I'm right here.
Wow, that's amazing. So when you went to Minnesota, what was the town and what was life like a little bit there?
Minnesota, the town was called Ada.
Ada? Okay.
Super small, 1,000 people, all like white people.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I grew up like just right by Canada, like 4 or 5 hours away.
Up there in the cold?
Yeah, up there in the super cold in the tundra, where it gets like cold in Antarctica in the winter. But it was cool, man. I don't know. I loved it. I don't know. I feel like my childhood was great. Like I wouldn't trade it. You know what I mean?
What was your growing up kind of earliest memory of first connecting with music or kind of getting into having that itch or were your parents playing something? Did you hear stuff in the house?
Yeah, so my earliest memory, I would say, is getting these music catalogs, like where they would have CDs, like the album covers on them and whatnot, and you would pick whichever whichever album you want to buy and whatnot. My parents would let us buy like 3 CDs every time we get
out
these
the
catalogs.
magazine?
Yeah, out the magazines.
That's so dope.
So we would just buy them like just off of how dope the album covers looked. And my first ones were LL Cool J, the GOAT.
Oh, man.
TLC, Butterflies, or the one with the 3 of them on the cover. And then, oh man, I don't even remember what my other one was. De La Soul. De La Soul's first album. And not first, but yeah, those are my first 3 albums. I remember getting them and just bumping them. And the intro to LL Cool J's The GOAT was my intro to music.
So would you say that is kind of where your musical influence came from, or did you have other artists that you kind of discovered or grew up liking that kind of impact how you make music today?
I don't think that wasn't an influence for me to make music. That was more of an influence that I loved.
Nice.
Like hip hop. Dang, this is what I want to listen to, you know what I'm saying? It more just inspired me that this is like a part of life that
Sure.
I could get into, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That this is like something I could really make a part of my day, just listening to music, you know what I mean?
Now you've turned it into kind of a career and you work in photography, videography space, music space. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what do you think alternative Bobby would have picked, or what life would you have gone on if it wasn't the music?
If it wasn't for what I'm doing right now,
what would your alternative self have done? Are you Dr. Bobby? Are you a mailman? What do you think you would have been doing if it wasn't this?
That's a good question. Honestly, I really enjoyed phlebotomy. Before this, I was doing phlebotomy. I was a phlebotomist for the plasma companies and stuff. So and I was good at it.
That's some deep stuff.
Yeah, man, I hardly missed. You know what I'm saying? I never missed. I was like the guy. I was that guy.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'd probably do
maybe something
like
in the medical field or something.
Yeah, something in the medical field. One of my my neighbors, from back in the day, reminded me I wanted to be a teacher back in the day. I kind of forgot that. So maybe I'd be
with children. With
yeah,
kids,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? The kids love me, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like I'd be doing something like that. But phlebotomy was fun to me. I like that. Cool. I'd probably go back to that.
The next section I want to get into talks a little bit about your musical journey. So I want to know kind of what was that first thing that inspired you to make music, or what got you into the itch to be like, oh, I want to be a rapper. I want to make music and do this for myself.
Okay. You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking
Okay.
you, what was that? Or do you have anything that was kind of
Oh, for sure.
something that influenced you or triggered that?
Yeah, my brother, my younger brother, we're both adopted from Haiti. He always was into music, you know what I'm saying, like making it, creating music in ways. He would always make beats and stuff. And when we were in band in high school, they had just started like having like a rap song in the band, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They
that's
just like
dope.
started playing rap songs. So once they did that, they had like a performer and whatnot, and so they had my brother performing and whatnot. So
nice.
like, it was the grits, like the ooh that I don't know if you know that song, but no,
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, my-
At least maybe
my
if I
God.
heard it, but
Dang, I don't think it's.
It
the
sounds
grits.
like you
I don't
guys
think
were
that's what they're.
vibing.
Yeah, I don't think that's the name of it, but yeah, they played that for band, and I remember my brother was the rapper, and we went to state like for our girls were always just really good, our like girls teams,
Oh, nice.
and so he would perform in the T-Wolves Arena.
oh wow.
Yeah,
In
so,
Minnesota.
Yeah, so when I would see that, and I was just playing, I didn't have no like. I was supposed to be a trumpet, but I didn't really want to play the trumpet, so I'd just take this chair seat bottom, and me and my homie would just play that, and like they still let
awesome.
us onto the bus and still let us go with like the pep band and like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was just because my brother was a rapper, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But ever since I saw that, I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to perform like that, like to be able to like snap off like that.
So now you've kind of developed into your own artist, and you've got some of your own sounds and your own style. If somebody were to come to you who's never heard a Bobby song before, what would you tell them it's like, or how would you describe your own style, your own music?
I would describe it, you know what I'm saying? I would describe it as just trippy, you know what I'm saying? Just another artist telling their story, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling my story in my music. It's not like geared to make you like, you know what I'm saying, dance or be in the club. Some people would be like, yo, just bump my shit in the, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They would be like, yeah, bump my shit in the club, you know what I mean? But for me, I feel like my stuff, I'm really rapping. I'm really getting in there and rapping. But lately, I've been like on other beats. So I would probably describe it vibey.
Vibey. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you write all your own stuff, or do you have a writing team, or what is your kind of creative process to making that song look like?
I write all my own stuff. I don't have a writing team. I just do all my stuff. I just make music. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying?
You find a beat usually like online first, or you got a team of producers, or how do you kind of walk me through like step one to like finished product for Bobby?
Okay, step one, whatever I'm doing in the day, I'm thinking, and I'm like, dang, I just thought of a lyric or something, and that'd be dope on a song. So I go in my phone, and either I look in my phone, I'm like, dang, is there a producer that's been trying to hit me up and make a beat or something? So I either hit them up, or else I go to my homie, or else if I'm like right by the computer, I just end up making it.
Nice.
But whenever I get the vibe, I just try and find the quickest way to get a beat of what I'm thinking of. Usually I have people make it. I don't be looking on YouTube or anything anymore. I used to do that. Now I
Yeah.
just find people to make it.
Yeah,
And
custom.
Yeah, because I'm trying to like actually build products and shine light on people's stuff. But that's how it works. I go in, I write, or else I just get in the booth and I just say what's on my mind, starting with that
dope.
lyric, you know what I mean? And
That's dope.
just make it happen. I don't really write like that too much.
What was the first song or project that you ever produced or released? And what do you think about that now? Do you ever listen back to your old stuff and do you like it or not?
No, that's a good question too. My first track, dang, let me think really.
Or your first album or whatever?
Yeah, no, my first thing I released was I'm not gonna lie, it was the Over My Partner Them by I don't remember who remixed it. I think it was like Lil Scrappy or something.
Okay.
But it was a remix and
Sound-
everybody,
a
yeah.
SoundCloud release or something like
Yeah,
that?
SoundCloud release and everybody liked it and I was like, okay, that's fire.
Now I can do
But
this.
you know what I'm saying? That was the first time I released something on the internet. But
Yeah.
like the first time I like performed or made a song, I wrote it to my mom and I told my homegirl, shout out Keisha, we were at this Haitian camp where all of the Haitian kids that were adopted we all like came together.
Okay.
And so and just like vibed. but we had this talent show, and I was just thinking about rapping. So like I was just writing music at this time. I always wrote music, but I wrote one for my mom, and I was telling this girl, I was like, yo, I wrote this for my mom, and I was rapping it to her, and she's like, dang, this is really good. But she's a super good singer. So I was thinking like, you tell me if this is good or not.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get into this.
That's
Like,
what's up.
and so we went to the talent show, and she was like the announcer, the person introducing people. And she's like, and Adam has a song that he wants to perform in front of all these people. And I'm like, oh man, like what? And I was like, no. I like looked at
So
it, I
you
was like,
did
no.
it?
Eventually she's like, you gotta come do it. And I'm like, oh my, no way. So I like went and did it, and I won. And long story
that's
short,
amazing.
yeah, and I won. And then like my mom came up, and I had to rap it for her. And everybody was like crying and whatnot. And I was like, and once I saw that, I remember that feeling. I was like, dang, I can make people do this.
For
Like,
sure. Music has an impact, bro.
yeah,
It
that
can
was
really
when
change
that was
people.
what got me
Yeah.
started.
So you were
Shout out Keisha.
talking about kind of becoming an artist and stuff. Talk about they call you Bobby Baymont, Bobby the Flame, BTF, all these different names that they got. Talk about your name, your artistry, and kind of where that comes from and the background behind it.
Yeah. Okay, so like my name started, it was AO. Just Adam Ogard is my name, so I would just go AO, and my brother would always just be like AO, like just always do it. So I just went with AO.
Sure.
And then one day I was just sitting there after like a long time making music, and it was me and my homie Taylor, and I was just listening to a song, and it had like this Bobby Baymont, and I was like, oh. And I just switched my name right there. I was
That's
just like,
dope.
that's what I want for my name, and I just went with it. And then ever since, that was like years and years and years ago. But yeah, Bobby the Flame, that was just another thing. I was rapping, and I said it, and I remember like someone in the studio at the time was like, dang, what'd you say? And I was like, Bobby the Flame. And they're just like, oh, you should go with that.
I can't lie, Bobby fits you very well.
Yeah.
Like it's, I would have never guessed anything otherwise from the jump, of meeting you. That was just God given. It just flows right off.
Yeah, you know
It
what I'm
fits you
saying?
well.
I feel like I got my name's always given to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my first name was Zachary, then I got adopted, then my name was Adam. So it's like, nah, I want to be Bobby.
So let's talk a little bit kind of behind the scenes. We talked a little bit through like your creative process and how you make the songs, but what is like your favorite part of making music, from like whether it's writing or in the booth or listening as it's done or shooting the video, kind of performing? What's your favorite part about it?
My favorite part is making the song and then like listening to it in the whip. That's like my favorite part. That's my favorite part of it, is just hearing it in the whip and being like, whoa,
Yeah.
dang. Then just being like, I made that, you know what I'm saying? And then it would be performing. I love performing it, like my music and just turning up.
Have you faced any challenges, like trying to kind of break through to the industry or getting on new shows and stuff? And how do you react, or how do you overcome those obstacles?
Man, I feel like I've been challenged this whole time. Like there's never been a time in the music that I've ever done music that has been like,
Easy.
wow, like yeah, I got that. Like
it's always
there's
tough.
never ever since I've gotten into this.
Yeah.
It's always been like something that's in the way. So it's just like, all right, bet. Like this is just how it is. And I've realized, because so many people like popularize and make music like something that's just like super fun that you just want to do when you're young, that like you think is just like, you know what I'm saying, glamorous. It's just not. It's just like any other like occupation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so touch a little bit more on that. So talk about like maybe some things that an independent artist deals with or has to face that maybe like the outside world wouldn't know, right? Whether it be trying to promo yourself or get on shows or whatever. Talk about kind of some of the things that the outside world might not understand about what you do.
Yeah, so I'm going to just speak to young me, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to look at this, you know what I'm saying, in up north Minnesota, town of 1,000 people, no hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So I would look at this stuff as, dang, this is a dream. Like, how is like a kid like Bow Wow, who looked like me, who's my age, living like this?
That's
like,
cool,
like doing that, making music that I'm lit like, and this is what you do when you make music. You just like go get girls, be in movies. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I used to think like that.
Right.
But like now that like I am into it and I just followed that love, I still have that love, but I'm realizing it's just like everything that I've done, like a 9-to-5 job. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been a lot of people I've I'm not necessarily, I don't think like this, but people are like, dang, I should be the supervisor. You know what I'm saying? I could do this easily. You know what I'm saying? But you got to climb your way up. No one just gives it to you. Like one day you might go to work and say, this is the day I'm going to get my supervisor position. And all of a sudden someone pukes on the floor and there's nobody there. And they're like, you got to do this. And and it's like, oh, I got to talk to you. Nah, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going on vacation for 2 months.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, I'm in here for 2 months and I'm cleaning the floors. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with music. It's like, I got a banger. Like, how come we'll just even start like this? Like, you want to work with somebody and you genuinely just think they're dope and you just want to work with them and you think you got a banger. Even if your banger, like, needs some work, it's like, yo, I got potential. This could be potential.
Yeah.
And then you reach to somebody and they just, like, you figure out that, like, dang, they're doing business, but it's not, like, legit. Like this, that's a small example, and it's just like it could be make you be like, dang, I don't want to do this no more. You know, so I'll just do this at the job.
And as an independent artist, a lot of that onus to try to make those connections or reach out and those kind of things are on us, right? Because we don't have the big label who's going to call or some A&R connecting with that person's team or whatever. So that can be tough, man. But at the same time, I think, you know, collaboration in music is definitely key, and sometimes you can stumble across people that are dope. Either they're up and coming or make a connection with somebody who does have a following or something like that. So along those lines, who, if anybody, would you have, big, small, dead, alive, it doesn't matter, who would be an absolute dream collaboration if you could say, like, I want to do a song with one artist? Who would that be?
Man, that's a good question, and that's an easy one, but I'm gonna elaborate. Also want to like say, easy. I'm gonna answer the question. Lil Wayne, dead or alive? Like, I'd pick Lil Wayne.
Okay.
But like when it comes to this music industry, I'm realizing I want like, it's just I don't want to be the one to say it, but like you just gotta have money. Like, I just gotta be real. Like with what I'm realizing is like I figured out a way where it's just like my photography and film business funds Bobby Baymont. I'm signed to myself. And when I was young, when I was going through all these like people blocking everything that I would want to do just because I didn't know someone or because I'm just a kid from Ada, Minnesota trying to be in a big city, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if you get the money and you find a way to like have the people come to you for what you need, and then you're making money, you just get everything you want. You just take it. And it's just like, that's what I learned. And that's how you become somebody that I like looked at as a kid, where it's like, oh, you can do that? Oh, this is how they do it. They just figured it out how to get it, how to get the bag. And then they invested smartly. That's how I wanted to say it. But long story short on that, I just wanted to say that. But Lil Wayne, dead or alive.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what people call pay to play nowadays going on. And sometimes, you know, you got to play the game that you've been dealt. And so there are certain times and opportunities where I think it's important to try to, you know, spend a little, you know, they always say you got to spend money to make money kind of thing, right, too. But I do feel like maybe we've missed a little piece of the game that used to be the collaboration for fun and just getting in the booth together and, you know, seeing the guys back in the 90s in New York, you know, cooking beats, and you see all these old videos of Pac and, you know, Biggie and Nas in the studio and, you know, Timbaland cooking beats and all them back in the day when music was really on the precipice before it turned into the business side as much, especially in hip hop. And a lot of that was bred through authenticity, right? And so like today, when you have somebody who is a paid feature, there's now some sort of a expectation, right? Or like that person is getting paid to be on this track or paid to do this collaboration. When back in the day, and maybe it still does exist out there, but I'd love to see some more of that. And even if it's a collaboration where you just say, hey, let's jump on a track together and go 50-50 on the royalties of it. Like, okay, cool. Now everybody gets to eat, right? Everybody's winning. And so I'd like to see more of that. I'm not saying that people like Lil Wayne are going to be on that level, because once you get to that, you probably deserve to get paid for your verse. But
or you just don't even pay, or you just don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like that's how I look at it. Like I'm gonna be honest, I've never charged nobody for a verse. Except for it's like it's only collaboration. Like for me, but I'll pay for a verse because it's just like I want your sound on my sound, and I know that I'm gonna make it into a dope track. Like so, but I feel like if the collaboration is there, it's just that people are looking for it from like people, and if they want that, you just voice that, and it can happen. Like I feel like that's still nowadays you can like control that, but like when it comes to just making music. I feel like nowadays you and your homie can sit and build that. You can be the Pac and the Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Because like they weren't, you know what I'm saying? We weren't sitting here like, oh, while they were doing it, like let's get a Pac and Biggie collab. They had to blow up themselves, and now we're like, oh, we want a Pac and Biggie collab. Yeah. But like at the time, like. See, I miss people when like Wiz Khalifa was just coming up, you know what I'm saying, and nobody really knew about him, and it was just him and Taylor Gang, you know what I'm saying? He was rocking with Chevy, things like that, like in-house collaborations like that. Because once you get up high up, it's just like, dang, I would like to hear my favorite rapper with this rapper who I think is dope. And it's like they didn't grow up together. They weren't like shooting in the gym together, you know what I mean? But...
So let's talk a little bit about the present and the future to come for Bobby. So what's your latest release, and kind of talk a little bit about what it's about and why you put that out.
Latest release right now, I just dropped my EP. It's called Valley Boy. It's got seven tracks. They're just bangers. And then I got a song out with Dylan Jacob from the Four.
Nice.
He just won the rap arena that's out here in Phoenix.
Oh, that's awesome.
With Matty Ice. He just like won that whole battle rap thing. So I got a song with him called The Strategy. It's out. It's a vibe. It's fire. I got a song with Futuristic called You. That's out. I've just been dropping a bunch of music, bro. Like
nice,
I've just been in the studio, and if I, you know what I'm saying, I hear it. I just try and work with people that I like their sound.
You got anything on deck or anything that's upcoming that you can drop us some sneak peeks for?
Yeah. I got something on deck right now. I got my album. Long time I've been preparing this album, Mowgli 2.
Okay.
I have a Mowgli series. I made the first one. It had a lot of artists from Arizona. It had Desert Baby. It had Sincerely Collins. It had few others. My boy Jay Plaza from Minnesota. He's a Minnesota artist where I'm from.
Nice.
But this one I've been working on for a long time, like 2 years. And this one's I'm about to drop a single with Oswin Benjamin. I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah. He's on my next single. Fire. So that's an exclusive.
So you're doing a lot of collabs too.
Yeah. Because this year I'm collabing. I've always just made music by myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like this year I just wanted to work with people and just reach out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like I built my brand, and I feel like it can help artists, and it can like build good music.
For sure.
We can just work together. So
sure.
I've done music I got a single with Merkums on this one. I got a lot of stuff, but the exclusive one I got with Oswin Benjamin, that's about to drop.
That's dope. So last section, a little bit more fun and personal touch, just kind of getting to know Bobby a little bit on a personal level. What is the most surprising song that we would find on your playlist?
The most surprising on my playlist?
Not yours, but like, just a very surprise. You got any Taylor Swift album or Lover songs
Taylor.
on there?
No Taylor. I listen to a lot of, I really like Cher.
Cher, nice.
Yeah,
she was the first one to use auto-tune.
Really?
First artist to use auto-tune in a commercially produced track. Yeah.
I like Cher. That do you believe in life after love? I love that. That was like one of my first albums too. I'm not gonna lie. So that's always on my playlist when I like be vibing out, working out.
So if you had to put a theme song, this question catches everybody. But if you had to put a theme song to your life, what would that theme song be?
Theme song to my life. Dang, that's a good question. Probably it's a good question, bro. I don't know. A
lot of people.
Yeah, I would probably say, so I say, all these girls excited. Ooh, you know they like it. I'm so icy.
Okay,
Big
that's what's up.
Gucci.
Big
Big
Gucci.
Gucci. Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? That's my life. That's the theme song to my life.
That's what's up, bro. Well, thank you again for coming on the show. Before we kind of wrap things up, tell people where they can find you. I'm guessing all streaming platforms, so people can look up some Bobby Baymont himself.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to give a shout out to Mad Turp Labs. You know what I'm saying? They got me with the
That's what's
glasses,
up.
the Arizona brand. Since we're out here in Arizona, I gotta shout
That's
them
hard.
out. I'm gonna take the glasses for this. You can find me, Bobby Baymont, everywhere, all streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? Bobby the Flame on Instagram, Bobby Baymont on TikTok. Go get my new EP, Valley Boy. It's out now. It's got some bangers on there. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm gonna be dropping a lot of music next year, 2026. If you're seeing this, I'm gonna be dropping music. I'm gonna be performing. I'm gonna just be taking it up there. I got a lot of good music out there. So if you go look it up anywhere, Bobby the Flame, Bobby Baymont, tap in. Appreciate you having me, Don.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks again for watching this series edition of the Valley Rising podcast. My name is Redcoat. I am the owner of Sound Valley Studios. Again, we're trying to bring some light to Arizona artists, people here in the Southwest who are making awesome music, photographers, videographers, whoever it may be in the creative scene. There's so much talent out here, and we just thank you guys a ton for listening and watching and getting to know these amazing people. Until next time, we'll see you later.